Hello, hi. My name is Gary Anderson Jr. I am 38 years old. For the most part, I would say that I'm an outgoing personality. I'm pretty confident. I'm a people person, so I like to just conversate when I'm around friends and family. I could be pretty sociable and talkative. I see myself as a handsome, attractive, and shaped guy. Um, you know, I'm pretty mentally strong. I would say I'm mentally strong. I don't, it'll take a lot for me to, break. I can bend, but I'm not easily broken. I've been through a lot of trials and tribulations, and just, life that has built me to be, I would say, tougher mentally. Um, and I also enjoy going to the gym. One of my things that help me stay motivated and keep my mind strong is going to the gym. And when it comes to my communication skills, I've learned that, I have a lot of room for improvement. I learned that there's a lot of room for me to upgrade, things like my listening skills. If I step up my listening skills and I step up my understanding of different nonverbal communications, then I think that, I would be able to build, stronger relationships. People would, I would say attract to me more, during conversations and things of that sort, because having empathy is a good skill for understanding people and building, good relationships, better relationships. And when it comes to self concept, depending on my environment, my roles and my responses do change. For instance, when I'm with my family and my friends, I'm more of a relaxed and laid back individual. Because I guess you could say that I would be more comfortable with them, and I'm more comfortable with them. They know me, I know them. So, I tend to be more conversational. I tend to be more funny, crack more jokes and just have more conversation about a lot of different topics. Rather than if I'm like at work or something, I'm gonna be more professional in the workplace. I'm still gonna, you know, have that humorous side to me, but not until I know it's the right time. Because my concept of when I'm at work is to be more professional, to handle my duties and be efficient about what I'm doing on the job. And understanding communication habits are important to me because it will give me, clarity and precision when it's time to dial in on my goals. Understanding communication is also important because it will help me in building relationships, help me with conflict management, and just overall self improvement. I think, understanding communication can take me a long way. Just in general, from just dealing with the outside world, things happen in the outside world. And you need to be able to understand, body language. You need to be able to understand nonverbal cues. You need to be able to understand just the tone of somebody's voice and things like that to not only keep yourself safe, but keep your family members or people that are with you safe. And just to be able to, not start any conflicts and not, let conflicts get too big, too large. What I want out of this experience in this communications class is to help build my confidence in critical thinking and speaking, whether it's in front of, you know, a large group or in front of a crowd. And also whether it's in front of, just like a presentation in one-on-one in front of, someone, like doing a job interview, or speaking on a business venture, or on the business side of things. That's what I really want out of this class. And I'm really happy that I've learned that, I need to improve my listening skills, and ways to improve my listening skills. Because, communication is not just about talking. A lot of communication is about listening. I also like that I've learned how to, handle conflict better through understanding communication. Um, I've learned that I need to have more empathy so that I can understand others more deeply, because that's a big thing in being able to communicate with different people all across, the world. And understanding emotional intelligence and cultural differences will take me very far, because this world has a bunch of variety when it comes to differences, cultural differences, emotional differences. It's good to have an understanding of those things. And overall, what I wanted from this experience was to be an overall better communicator, more effective communicator.